In 1952, deep in the remote countryside of Romania, a mysterious and terrifying event takes place at an isolated monastery called the Abbey of St. Carta. Two nuns move through dark corridors carrying a sacred key. They seem frightened, as if they are trying to stop something evil from escaping. One of the nuns enters a tunnel and disappears into darkness. Moments later, she is violently attacked by an unseen force. The surviving nun realizes that something demonic has been unleashed. To prevent the evil from spreading, she climbs to the top of the abbey and hangs herself, becoming the first victim of the horror. Some time later, a French-Canadian villager named Maurice Thériault, nicknamed Frenchie, discovers the dead nun's body hanging outside the abbey. He reports the incident to church authorities. Because the death of a nun under such mysterious circumstances is highly unusual, the Vatican becomes concerned. The church sends a priest named Father Burke to investigate. Father Burke is an experienced priest who specializes in examining supernatural occurrences and possible demonic possessions. However, he carries a terrible burden from his past. During an exorcism years earlier, a young boy died under his care, leaving Burke with deep guilt and emotional scars. The Vatican also sends a young novice named Sister Irene. Irene has not yet taken her final vows as a nun, but she possesses strong faith and occasionally experiences mysterious visions. The Church believes her spiritual sensitivity may help uncover the truth behind the Abbey's dark secrets. Father Burke and Sister Irene travel to Romania and eventually meet Frenchie, who agrees to guide them to the Abbey. From the moment they arrive, an atmosphere of dread surrounds the place. The old monastery stands alone in the middle of fog-covered forests, looking more like a haunted castle than a place of worship. When they enter the Abbey, they encounter several nuns dressed in white habits. The sisters behave strangely and insist that Father Burke and Sister Irene return the next morning because the nuns are observing a period of silence. Although this seems unusual, the visitors agree and spend the night at a nearby inn. That evening, Sister Irene begins experiencing strange visions. She sees frightening images of a demonic nun with a pale face and terrifying yellow eyes. Meanwhile, Father Burke starts being haunted by memories of the boy who died during the exorcism. It becomes clear that an evil force is attacking their minds and exploiting their fears. The next day, they return to the abbey. The nuns explain that they take turns praying continuously, day and night, because something evil lives within the monastery. Their prayers are the only thing keeping the darkness contained. The atmosphere becomes even more unsettling when Sister Irene notices that the nuns seem frightened and exhausted. As Father Burke investigates further, he discovers the abbey's horrifying history. Centuries earlier, the monastery had been built by a duke obsessed with dark magic and the occult. The duke attempted to summon a powerful demon from hell. However, Christian knights stormed the abbey and killed him before the ritual could be completed. They sealed the demonic gateway using a sacred relic containing the blood of Jesus Christ. During World War II, bombs damaged the abbey and accidentally reopened the ancient gateway. Since then, an evil presence has slowly grown stronger inside the monastery. The demon seeks to escape and enter the human world. The demonic entity is known as Valak. It takes the form of a terrifying nun, mocking the purity and holiness represented by nuns in the church. While exploring the monastery's cemetery, Father Burke notices an eerie gravestone bearing the Latin phrase meaning, "the end of all things." Suddenly, he falls through the ground into a hidden grave. Trapped inside the coffin, he begins suffocating. At the same time, Sister Irene hears his cries and desperately tries to rescue him. Frenchie helps her dig through the dirt, and together they pull Father Burke to safety just in time. However, Burke discovers that someone had deliberately lured him into the trap. Soon afterward, Burke encounters the ghost of the boy who died during the exorcism years earlier. The boy appears with glowing eyes and accuses Burke of failing him. The priest becomes terrified and begins questioning his faith. He cannot tell whether the child is truly a spirit or merely another illusion created by the demon. Sister Irene continues speaking with the nuns and learns more about their constant prayers. Yet something feels wrong. The sisters appear almost ghost-like, and their expressions seem filled with despair. As night falls, supernatural events intensify. Doors slam shut on their own. Strange whispers echo through the hallways. Shadows move where no one stands. The abbey itself feels alive, as if it is controlled by an evil intelligence. Father Burke and Sister Irene become separated. Burke is attacked by visions of the dead boy and nearly hangs himself. Meanwhile, Sister Irene is confronted by Valak in the form of the demonic nun. The creature stalks her through dark corridors, its terrifying face appearing suddenly from the shadows. Frenchie also encounters supernatural horrors. He sees mysterious lights and hears disturbing noises coming from the woods. Despite his fear, he returns to help the priest and the novice. Eventually, Sister Irene discovers a shocking truth. She realizes that all the nuns she has been speaking with are actually dead. They were killed by Valak long before her arrival. The final surviving nun was the one who committed suicide at the beginning of the story. The spirits of the dead sisters remained only to continue their prayers and keep the demon imprisoned for as long as possible. The revelation horrifies Sister Irene. It means that the abbey has already fallen and that Valak is now free to act without opposition. The ghostly nuns tell her that she has been chosen for a reason and that her faith will be tested. She must find the sacred relic containing the blood of Christ before the demon escapes completely. As thunder crashes outside and darkness spreads through the monastery, Father Burke, Sister Irene, and Frenchie prepare for a final confrontation with the evil that has haunted St. Carta Abbey for generations.